For over 2 decades, Elijah Brown made the same Tuesday morning walk. Cane in hand, polished shoes tapping against the sidewalk, he would nod to shopkeepers, smile at children, and arrive precisely at 9 a.m. at the Hampton and First National Bank. Everyone knew Elijah, not because he was wealthy, not in the monetary sense, but because he exuded quiet dignity. A retired carpenter, a widower, a veteran, and a father. The kind of man who still mailed birthday cards with $5 bills tucked inside. A man who believed in firm handshakes and face-to-face conversations. But on this particular Tuesday, the air felt different. The rain came early, fine needles misting the streets, as Elijah pushed open the gleaming glass doors of the bank. He smiled at the new teller, a young woman barely older than his granddaughter. She did not smile back. Her eyes flicked to his worn overcoat, lingered a second too long on the tremble in his left hand. Suspicion hung in the silence between them. "I'm here to withdraw from my savings," Elijah said, placing his bank book on the counter with the care of a man who still kept paper records. The teller typed, frowning slightly. "1 moment, sir." She stood and walked away without another word. Minutes passed. When she returned, she wasn't alone. The branch manager, a man Elijah didn't recognize, strode toward him with shoulders squared and eyes narrowed. "Mr. Brown, I'm going to have to ask you to come with us," the manager said sharply, gesturing toward a side room. I don't understand," Elijah stammered. "There's been a flag on your account. Possibly fraudulent activity. We've had some reports." "A flag?" Elijah repeated, confused. "I've had this account since 1982. We'll need to verify your identity. Please come with us." The lobby had grown quiet. A few people turned their heads. Phones discreetly lifted. The manager's tone was clipped, his posture aggressive. "I have my ID right here," Elijah said, pulling out his worn leather wallet. "That won't be necessary," the manager snapped. "Security." 2 guards emerged, flanking the elderly man. Elijah looked around, his eyes searching for a familiar face. Someone to say this was a mistake. But no one spoke. His cane slipped from his grasp as they took his arms. The sound of it hitting the marble floor echoed louder than any protest he could muster. And then the doors opened, spilling cold rain and colder judgment onto his skin. No charges were filed. There was no fraud, just an error, a technicality, a glitch in the system they later claimed. But the video told a different story. It captured every second of Elijah's humiliation, his confusion, the way he bent to pick up his cane, the quiet dignity he still tried to maintain. By nightfall, the clip was everywhere. On Instagram, on TikTok, shared in group chats and news threads. And somewhere 2,000 miles away, in a penthouse suite of glass and steel, a man watched that video on a loop. D. Westfield, CEO, billionaire, king of code and cloud, was a man who appeared to have emerged from nowhere. Brilliant, enigmatic, impossible to trace. His origins had always been a mystery, a tech messiah to the world. But in that video, watching his father's shoulders curl inward beneath the weight of unearned shame, his past caught up to him. Because D. Westfield was born Andre Brown, and Elijah Brown was his father. He hadn't spoken to Elijah in nearly 30 years. Not since the day he left their small Alabama town with a suitcase full of scholarship dreams and resentment boiling beneath his skin. Resentment that his father didn't understand computers, that he never left the South, that he stayed behind, hammering wood and fixing porches for people who paid too little or not at all. Andre had reinvented himself in cities where no one mispronounced his name. He built empires on silence, on code, on his refusal to look back. But the video shattered all that. Because the man being publicly dehumanized wasn't just his father. He was the root, the man who taught him how to work, how to build, how to think. Andre's jaw tightened. He reached for his phone. "Get me the acquisition team," he said. "I want that bank." "All of it?" "Sir," his assistant stammered. "That's not just one location. It's a national." "I don't care," Andre cut in. "By the board. Replace the executives. Get me every name involved in that incident." "Understood." And then he hung up. But it wasn't enough. If you are enjoying this story, don't forget to like and subscribe. The next morning, Elijah woke to a knock at his door. A courier in a sharp black suit handed him a letter and an envelope. Inside was a certified document. The bank had issued a public apology under new ownership. All charges dropped. Their employees terminated. The CEO ousted. The statement bore the name of D. Westfield. The envelope beneath the letter contained a key and a note in familiar handwriting. You taught me how to build. It's time I remembered why. Come see your new office. We got a bank to run. Andre. Elijah stood for a long time in his living room, the letter shaking slightly in his hands. Not from anger, from awe, from a realization that some sons, even if they lose their way, find the road back home. Not with words, but with actions that rewrite a legacy. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you on the next episode.